There's nowhere in the world where you can see 7 fish on your graph at the same time, catch one that's over 30 inches, and you know all the rest of them are that big.
During the ice season?
Yes.
It's not Florida. Wait, maybe it is Florida. We'll see. The thing that I like about areas where you have multiple waters, areas like Otter Tail County or Aiken County or around the Brainerd Lakes area or up around Cass Lake and Winnebagosh, is I love the variety, because there are times when a lake is on and there's a time when a lake is not on. And when you have the option to switch from a body of water that's maybe deep and clear for one that's less clear and more bog stained, and really get on fish or maximize the bite for that time period, I like to have the options, and I like to have multiple waters within easy driving distance. And that really basically means the upper Midwest. You've got Minnesota, you've got Wisconsin, and they're just truly awesome fisheries.
Ooh, it's gonna be 2 of them. If I only had one, it's gonna be Mille Lacs. But if I had a close personal second, it's gonna be the Turtle Mountain area of North Dakota. Is absolutely astounding for big bluegills. Nothing like I've ever seen in the world.
Well, my favorite one is wherever the best rumor is. Wherever the guys are catching fish, where the area of the country that it could be, even in ice fishing, and sometimes it's where the weather is best. I can think of the first time I went to Valentine, Nebraska to go chase these big bluegills. Why did we go there? Because it was going to be 20 below zero in St. Paul, and it was going to be 40 above zero in Valentine, Nebraska. So my wife even went along on that trip to get out of the cold, and we drove to Valentine, Nebraska and caught these big bluegills that were only rumors up until then. But we fulfilled the rumor by going there and actually catching bluegills over a pound.
My favorite place to fish during ice season is Lake Erie, if it freezes. There's nowhere in the world where you can see 7 fish on your graph at the same time, catch one that's over 30 inches, and you know all the rest of them are that big. And it's just the fun factor. They're not that hard to catch. They're actually pretty easy to catch when it comes to ice fishing standards. So the big deal is, hey, is the lake going to freeze, and be safe? So that is the issue with Lake Erie. But if it freezes, I can tell you I will spend a minimum of a couple weeks on that body of water every single time it freezes and has safe ice now, because there's no other, Lake Winnipeg, there's Bay of Quinte, you can go to a lot of places and catch big fish through the ice, but it is nothing compared to Lake Erie when it's on fire. It is amazing.
My favorite place to fish, ice fish, is where I grew up. It's in my backyard. It's the world's best brown trout ice fishing in the world. I'm spoiled. I've had it my whole life. It's fantastic. Now they're going to stop stocking the numbers. It's going to go away. I fished a lot of great places, but to catch a 30-pound, 28-pound, 25-pound fish that fight for 30 minutes, and it's a brown trout with a big hook jaw, it's something really special. There's very few places in the world you can catch a giant brown trout through the ice. You can catch a lot of big lake trout through the ice all over the world, but to catch a giant brown through the ice, there's not a lot of places you can do it. For that reason, my backyard down in the harbors on the Great Lakes, that's why I like that place, because it's just very unique and special.
I love fishing northern Minnesota. There's so many different options. The clean, clear glacial lakes, just a diversity of walleyes, bluegills, crappies, perch. But I love, North Dakota, from Devil's Lake to the Turtle Mountains, the Wabash area. I've fished all over for so many years. I can't pick one, because if I'm catching fish in one or the other, I like it.
Our good days at home on Devil's Lake, really it's as good as you're going to find anywhere. My good days perch fishing. There might be something as good out there, but I know there's nothing better. Same thing, even with the walleye fishing we've had, and the big pike opportunities.
My favorite place to ice fish in all of North America, no questions asked, is from where I live in Walker, Minnesota. And if you put a pyramid and go straight up through Grand Rapids and straight up through Bemidji and that whole region that sits in between there, with the crown jewel being Northwest Ontario, Lake of the Woods at the top, baby, I found home.
This is really hard for me because I like variety. I love the Dakotas and the big sunshine perch, and I love Canadian shield lakes and jigging deep rocky breaks. And I grew up fishing small farm ponds and little duck sloughs, and I think if I had to pick one, it would be farm ponds, but not for the reason you might think. I think a lot of people think that's like shooting fish in a barrel, fishing a private water, fishing a farm pond. There's actually quite a bit to figure out. They tend to be small in size, but most of them are bowl-shaped. So there's a lot of times you see fish, but you're not giving them what they want. That fishing those environments that are target rich, yet with negative to neutral fish, that's really made me a better angler, because just getting them on the graph is one thing. Sealing the deal and getting them to bite is something completely different.
I like big cutfoot, bowstring, big split hand south of Grand Rapids. Those are probably good lakes for all around different species, you know. But specifically, you know, we've got a mine pit lake just outside of Grand Rapids that, I mean, you can go there and catch a 7 to 15 pound trout, you know, and it's really tough because of the fact the ice doesn't freeze up really well, but it gives a guy an opportunity. So I would say, you know, the diversification of the area, the Grand Rapids area, I think is awesome. I think it gives us a lot of places to fish.
You know, as a kid growing up in Minnesota, it's hard to beat northern Minnesota. We have lakes everywhere we go, and we were truly blessed to have lakes and rivers and opportunity everywhere. And you know, if someone said, you know, this is the only place you can stay, it's where I grew up. It'd be northern Minnesota. It's a fun place to fish. You have lots of options. You can ice fish, you can open water fish. If you want to fish a river, you can fish rivers. If, you know, you're not limited by species, so, you know, that would have to be the destination. I like all 4 seasons. You know, it's just a tough place to beat, you know. Hey, we need to put a red light up there and say, hey, we're filming.
Exactly.
Joel?
Come on. I didn't do it, Graham. I was talking loud. Joel Nelson!
Whoa!
Oh, boy.